So, have you ever wondered what the key ingredients to success is? I know you've all thought about this because it's 7:45 on a Wednesday night and you're not watching TV with your feet up at the end of a long day. We're all here. We're all here together on a journey of self-improvement. So for me, I think the most important four letters are G-R-I-T, which spells, Mark? Grit. Thank you. So talent is what I would say is your potential. Success isn't potential. Success is realized potential. And how do we realize our potential? With grit. The great Charles Darwin said several hundred years ago, aside from fools, men do not differ much in intellect, only in zeal and hard work, and that is the eminently important difference. You don't want to believe that your champions progress from amateur to expert. You prefer your excellence fully formed. You prefer mastery to gritty, boring, grinding, year on year on year to achieve greatness. Mythalizing talent lets you all off the hook. It lets you relax in your status quo. But that's not realistic. Let's look at what the great actor Will Smith said, talking about his grit. He said, the only difference between me is that I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. I will not be outworked, period. Smith is onto something. It's not about the natural talent he has, it's about the effort he's willing to put forward, and he's willing to die to achieve what he wants. When it comes to the marathon of life, effort counts tremendously. What about the great cartoonist Bob Mankoff? He was rejected from the New Yorker 2,000 times between 1974 and 1977. Finally, in '77, he sent in a cartoon that was accepted. The next year, he sold 13 to the New Yorker. The next year, 25. The next year, 27. Finally, in 1981, he was asked to become a contract cartoonist. 7 years after his first rejection. That is grit. That, for me, is inspiring. And let's talk about IQ. Let's talk about this myth that you've got to have this great IQ to achieve something. The founder of modern astronomy, Copernicus, the chemist and physicist Michael Faraday, both changed our understanding of the world, both had IQs of 110, which is, it's okay, it's a little bit above average. The immortal, Ken's not here, but I know he's one of his heroes, Isaac Newton, he only has an IQ of 130, which is the bare minimum a child today needs to get into one of these very gifted schools. What about my own experiences? How can I talk about grit to really bring this home to you? Back when I was a young boy, 2004, I had my first amateur boxing fight. I have never been so tired in my life. I grew up, I played track, I swam competitively, but I can tell you after 3 2-minute rounds, when the final bell rang, I've never been so exhausted. I lost a close decision that night, but really, I won because I learned a great lesson. I learned that in order to win in that particular field, I had to have the cardio to outwork anybody. A couple of years later, I won the Golden Gloves. I had 6 fights in 2 weeks. I stopped 3 or 4 opponents. I outworked everybody from bell to bell. And I can tell you now, I was not the most technical, I was not the most talented. If anything, I was, looking back, pretty raw. But I had one thing. I had incredible work ethic, and I outworked every single person. How do you outwork somebody? You outwork somebody with insane cardio. How do you get cardio? Cardio is not fun. Cardio is grinding, brutal, repetitious sprints on the treadmill, on a track, until you puke. And then you do it again. And then you rest 2 days and you do it again. It's unbelievably mundane. It's very boring. It's very painful. It's very miserable. But what it does is it gets you insane cardio. It gets you mental grit by having the physical cardio. And it's the same when I was still a young man, when I was a professional fighter, MMA. This is my favorite picture of all my fights. This picture. Now this picture is not me with my arms raised, standing above a vanquished opponent. This picture means so much to me because it's me in the corner between rounds of a fight that I was sick in. And I was really struggling. I wanted to quit so bad. that I knew that I could get through with grit. And I got through and I won the ugliest decision you can possibly imagine. But that means so much to me because that sums up what I think anything I accomplished in this life was not due to talent. It was just pure grit. Now remember what I started off with. I said, none of you want to believe that your champions progressed from an amateur level to an expert level. We all prefer our excellence fully formed because it lets you all off the hook. We think that if we don't have the talent to achieve great things easily, that we shouldn't strive for those great things. But each and every one of you does have grit. If I can achieve anything with it, then so can you. So when you are next encountered in difficulties, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your romantic lives, whether it's in your goals and dreams and aspirations, just remember tonight, remember that you all have grit inside you. So go out there and get the life that you deserve. Thank you.